Gotta get dark. We could stay at home and watch the sunset, but I get up from asking all you boys.
Hi there, Assalamualaikum and good evening. We are from Group 2, GPM4 at Polytechnic Unku Omar, and our course subject is a DPK 273 for Facility Development, and our lecturer name is Madam Malena binti Jamaluddin. Today, we are discussing about the social study skills, how to think critical. Before we begin, allow me to introduce our group members. My name is Muhammad Rashidi bin Ilas, and my matching number is F2029, Yong Nur Hashimah binti Mio Muhammad, F2024, Haura Zafira Atiyah binti Zulkifli, F2002, Nur Akila Diana binti Muhammad Arfizi, 2020, Muhammad Haikal bin Hasrin, 2027, and last but not least is Nur Ain Afwan binti Abdul Halim, 2024.
And they'll eat that day, teach them how to catch a fish, and they'll never go hungry. Proverbs like this remind us that learning skills help to move us toward the self-belongings. Memorize the solution to a problem and you must master that particular problem. Improve your critical thinking and you'll give yourself to a deal to create your own effective solution to multitude of unfamiliar problems. Critical thinking refers to a diverse range of intellectual skills and activities concerned with the evaluating information as well as our own thought in a disciplined way. When we are willing and able to examine our own capability, acknowledging a problem and weaknesses, this can help us refine our thought process so that we learn that to think and access information is more comprehensive way that increase our ability to identify and reject false ideas and ideologies. Critical thinking isn't just thinking a lot. A person may spend a great deal of intellectual energy defending a flawed position or pursuing a question that actually needs reformulating before progress can begin. If they never examine possible flaws and biases behind their approach, that's not a thinking critical. We must want to be better at thinking to pinpoint and minimize any biases, influence, or our thought from culture and upbringing to seek and guided by the knowledge and evidence that fits with reality even if it refutes our cherished belief. Indeed, while we think critical, belief tend not to be cherished but held on the understanding that if they are shown to be unfounded changes of position is the most appropriate response. Critical thinkers cultivate an attitude of curiosity and eagerness to widen their perspectives and broaden their knowledge, and they are willing to work required to keep themselves properly informed about a subject. Critical thinking embraces skepticism. Skepticism doesn't mean an indiscriminate rejection of ideas as some mistakenly believe. It refers to doubting and suspending our judgment about claims with which is represented. So we don't simply accept claims which might be unjustified, but first take the time to understand them, examine the reasoning and possible assumptions and biases behind them. Reasoning behind the factual claim should be based in sound, consistent logic, not on emotion and social pressure. Because the truth value of the factual claims isn't determined by the emotion accompanies them, or the fact that they may be believed by certain social groups. Sometimes people try to persuade us that reason has no value, but that's an untenable position. Arguing against reason is cutting off the branch on which you sit, using the very thing you are dismissing in order to construct a case against it. Reason has intrinsic role in the decision and judgment we make as we negotiate our way through life. Whether they may be momentous or trivial, if a particular line of reasoning is flawed, while we increase our understanding, dismissing the value of reason or looking honestly at our flaws. A lack of respect for reason or evidence or any number of obstructive traits will sabotage one's capacity for critical thoughts. One of the biggest barriers to the critical thinking is unwillingness to see complex issues in anything. Critical thinking provides each of us all the key for unlocking our own intellectual independence, leaving us willing and able to explore and solve problems for ourselves. It moves us away from rushed conclusion, mystification, and reluctance to question received wisdom, authority, and tradition. It moves us towards intellectual discipline, the clear expression of ideas, and the acceptance of personal responsibility for our own thinking.
I choose car more than motorcycle.
I choose motorcycle more than car.
Define and analyze the problem. Based on this video, I found that Miss Haura is more prefer using a car, and Mr. Haikal is more prefer is motorcycle because more sometimes women prefer a car above the motorcycle, and men prefer more on motorcycle above a car.
I will talk about plan on action. Motorcycle. I choose motorcycle because the cost of motorcycle versus car maintenance is much lower. In addition, due to the size and the placement of the engine, motorcycles can be easier to work on. Car. I choose car because car more comfortable than motorcycle if only accommodated with enough space for everyone. This statement is good to use in good conversation because it's good explanation what did the person like. Next statement for the motorcycle is I choose motorcycle because I don't like car. Cars have increased the level of air and noise pollution in cities, causing more humans to suffer from respiratory, heart disease or cancer. The next statement for car is I choose car because I don't think that motorcycle better than car about safety, the risk of personal safety. Unlike a car, drivers of motorcycle do not have doors, airbags, or bumper to protect them from impacts with property and other vehicles. This statement is not good because it's like rude and can cause fight. So, what I choose is the first statement because it's good to use in conversation. It have good explanation.
I choose car because car is more comfortable than motorcycle if only accommodated with enough space for everyone.
I choose motorcycle because the cost of motorcycle vs car maintenance is much lower. In addition, due to the size and the placement of the engine, motorcycle can be easier to work on.
Okay, now I'm gonna talk for the step 3, which is action. For the first one, it is not proper to talk to someone like that if we do not agree with their opinion, as everyone has their own opinion. We should watch our mouth and cover our own words because we are not always right. It also can cause a fight and makes the relationship between us becomes bad. So we need to know there is a proper way to get to tell people that we do not agree with their opinion. We need to know there's a limit between someone. Okay, next, the second one. It is not really proper, but it's better than the first one. As we know, we need to have the manner when we talk to people, and we should know our limitation. It always about do not talk if you do not know how or what to talk, and we do not know if our words can make people hurt. Okay, the third one is agree with people doesn't mean we are wrong. In fact, we are just being honest with ourselves and others. This is the proper way, the most proper way for us to talk to people. We need to have the manners, but it doesn't mean agree with people is just the only right way for us to do. We can have our own opinion. We can tell people about our own opinion, but we need to know there's a way for us to talk to people. We cannot just simplify talk to people like there's we are the always right. Our opinion is just the right thing. We cannot talk to people like that because it can cause a fight. It can make our relationship with people becomes bad. We will make people hurt and many more.
critical think and examine any argument you confront. And remember that if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is a fallacious argument.
Yeah, I think I agree with you that motorcycles are more better than car after we see the pro and cons just now.
Yeah, right. And everyone has a different taste about everything.
The last one is we practice critical thinking on daily basis, often without any extra effort. Now that you know a bit more about how to do these things better, you should find that you can put together more persuasive arguments that avoid the pitfalls of fallacious thinking. Okay.